But most people inside these systems, they end up getting stuck there. That because there is a trap. Because they end up training harder and they're more consistent with their training because you're also in a community, they're being encouraged to come and they're showing up. Yet you don't really see real muscle gain or you don't see any real big transformation in their body. And a lot of times their strength plateaus. So what ends up happening is that their body composition becomes inconsistent and you realize that you're not just working, but you're overworking and but you're not building. So now there's probably, I would say, three things that if we really think about, or like three different mindsets that if we really think about to really try and understand will help us understand why people end up getting stuck in these sports. Like what is actually keeping people stuck? Because it is exciting. It is fun to watch. People are racing, you're rooting for someone and you want your favorite athlete to win. Maybe, they have friends, they have family there and they're competing and, it gives them a sense of accomplishment, which is fantastic, which is great. But there are three main things that keep people stuck in these sports. And the first thing is that people believe that if they just keep doing more workouts, more intensity, more sessions, results will come. And for these people competing at a high level, but now we're talking about like the average person who's just doing this and taking it up as something that they've just seen online because it's a sport that's being promoted and it's an event that's being promoted because Hyrox also moves from city to city and they might have competition coming in your city as well. And you might have thought about taking part in it and competing. So, random intensity without progression does not actually build strength or muscle. And workouts within a lot of people that I've seen that train for Hyrox and CrossFit, they don't actually have like a proper system. Right. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is that when people get stuck, they start thinking that, or they hit that plateau, they start thinking that they are the issue. They think that they need to do more workouts, increase the intensity. But the thing is that you're not inconsistent. You're just following a structured plan. You're not following a structured plan that shows progress, real progress. Because a lot of times it's about tracking your time. Okay, did you finish on time? How long did it take you to complete something? That's what they're tracking. So the things that they're tracking and measuring, very few that actually shows your progress, right? So you don't you need to realize that you don't actually lack discipline, but you're lacking direction if you found yourself stuck in this and you haven't seen any results. You're still holding on to weight. If your goal is to lose weight by participating. And most people end up stuck and they don't lose any weight. They just perform. They do more workouts. They show up every time. But that's the part that they don't realize that even though they're in a community, there is some what off workout of the day, like they're getting coaches and stuff. But for your actual body itself, how your body functions, you're confusing your body. So what you need to do is realize that you don't necessarily need like a better program, a better gym, better environment, because people, when they think that they need this, they they think that more access to different things will start showing them results, because maybe they go to one particular location. They're like, okay, I'm going to change the location. I'm going to go to a different location. Oh, I don't like the lighting of this gym. Ah, okay, this gym doesn't smell great. Oh, it's affecting my workouts. Oh, this, that. Right. So there's so many things that people start thinking that, okay, if I change this one thing, it's going to help improve my results. Right. So these are the things that people tend to face a lot of times when you see them trying to take up these sports. And the issue, again, is not because they don't have discipline, because a lot of people tend to think that they don't have discipline. It's just comes back down to the one thing that what they're looking at in terms of like their health, their fitness. They're looking at it from a position of, okay, I just want to do this now as I'm like 30, whatever, 25, maybe 45, but they're not really thinking about like the longevity. Like, okay, am I going to be able to keep doing this and keep on doing this when I'm like 50, when I'm 60, when I'm 70, when I'm 80, right? Because all of this that they're doing comes at a cost. It comes at a cost because you're essentially confusing your body as to what it's supposed to do. Is it supposed to burn fat? Is it supposed to use carbs? Is it supposed to be in aerobic respiratory system? Is it supposed to use aerobic or anaerobic respiratory system? And how is it supposed to manage the stress in the body? Is it how extreme or how much effort should the body expend on its cardiovascular output? And how much energy should it expend or it provide for strength training, for example? So the one thing that we end up seeing is that there is no structured progressive overload with most of these training programs for you to actually progress, because no tracking and no low progression and no repeatable structure. So if you're not progressively increasing something, your body has no reason to adapt. I talked about the principle of adaptability, because a lot of them are just tracking the time, the time that you did. And the time that you do, like obviously they have like some weights, the loads that they're putting, but the main thing that they're tracking, which makes people think if they've won or if they've performed well, they're tracking the time, like who finishes first. That's what they're tracking. So that brings a problem, because if they're not tracking everything else or training for every other factor, the body cannot adapt. So intensity without progression is just going to lead to exhaustion. And a lot of people fry their nervous system because they're redlining all the time.